Welcome to Swiss Esports Arena, episode 9. And today I'm joined by Jerry of Arisen and Sioser of mYinsanity. And I already did an episode about the state of Swiss CSGO, and I really like that format. And today we will do the same, but about League of Legends. We already did 18 minutes of it, but now you even hear my voice, so yeah, my boys. Spoiler to the viewers, the state of Swiss League of Legends isn't that good. Could you quickly tell me again what the state of Swiss League of Legends is like?
Yeah, so what we previously already talked about is that with the introduction of Prime League, there is not really a big Swiss, like only Swiss scene anymore, because it's like the big German, Austrian, Swiss combined scene now for the Prime League, and the only thing left in Switzerland at the moment was the Hero League, because of all the LANs getting cancelled due to COVID. So we're kind of stuck with no tournaments, and no way to show off new players, new teams, new orgs, whatever.
Yeah, we talked about that it was kind of like a winter slumber since Prime League, and also COVID impacting the LAN party scene, which was really important for Switzerland. And since then we don't really know what's going on with most of the Swiss teams. At least for me, I don't know the state of that many league teams in Switzerland. As I did before. Like before, you at least knew like the top 10, I think, and now it's way different.
So yeah, we have the DACH, the Prime League, like you said, the DACH region league, not only a Swiss league, and this league restricts us from having our own leagues in Switzerland, which is really bad. But at least we had a Swiss representative in the Prime League. We had MYI, which had a season with 2 Swiss players even, then a season without Swiss players, and then relegation with a good Swiss support, but even he couldn't carry the team. So then they got relegated. What did we say about the first roster? I think we were pretty happy with it. They had some signs of brilliance, right? Where they almost won games. And you also watched some of the games, right? You want to
most of the games.
Yeah, I think we touched on their early, like how they won some games early, in both rosters, especially in the second one, but where they just did never manage to then edge out those close games, those victories, and how they won versus Big in a totally non-substitute situation.
I mean, they also won against, like in the second split, they won against Gamer Nation, I think, both times.
Yeah, twice.
Or was it in the first? Yeah. And it was like full roster, so
True.
That's pretty good.
With a world's semi-finalist, Steven Garnan. Hey, that's not bad.
Yeah, EU Master finalist, by the way.
But I think world semi-finalist is a little bit higher, but
well, it's a long time ago, so it doesn't really count that much anymore.
Hey, he won against Uzi, but he didn't win against Sasaku, so that says a lot. So
you're arguing with G2 Jamel.
So we praised MYI for building a roster, even if they didn't have Swiss players in it, because money is a problem. Swiss players want a lot, don't give as much. They tried Tasaku, he was pretty good, like I just said, better than Uzi. And yeah, in the end, it didn't matter. Their Swiss roster was better than SK, I think. They ended better than SK in both splits, right? I think even.
I think so, yeah. SK did really badly for some reason.
But then they used some LEC players for the relegations, and then they got saved. We couldn't do that.
That was kind of basically, you have to imagine this situation. Me bothering my own thing at work, like 10 a.m. on a Monday. Then I get a call. I'm like, who the hell calls me at fucking work? I pick up the phone. I see it's Luca from mYinsanity. I'm like, what the hell? I pick up the phone. He's like, he's almost crying, like, oh shit, it's all about to go down. Silvan, we really need you. You're the only one. You're the only one that can save us. So basically, it was like 5 days before the first relegation match. mYinsanity like got noticed about like Arfan that he can't play. That was like way too soon to the tournament, and they can't change players at that time anymore. And SK did like a month earlier already or something, so they could like almost change their whole roster, where mYinsanity couldn't even play get a new sub for Arfan. So that's why I had to play then. And yeah, I mean it's 4 days even. Like it's on Monday they called me, and on like Friday the first game was. So yeah, it was kind of a rush, and yeah, they could have gotten subs obviously, but like way before.
Yeah, so you had to fill in another role in a new team, but at least we had mYinsanity second split with some Swiss representation, which isn't bad. Unfortunately,
yeah.
you couldn't carry the team, and MYI got relegated to the to the first division. What did we say again about that? Yeah, it's sad. It's understandable that they didn't take any Swiss players because they wanted to stay in the league, and even if they want a Swiss player, he wants a lot. Maybe the other teammates don't want him, and if you want to stay, no, or maybe the Swiss players don't want to play. These are all problems.
Yeah, I think a really interesting point was about if you can even build a competitive roster with Swiss players on like Pro Division level, or to keep in stay in Pro Div, or to promote to Pro Div. Where previously we like tried to go over what Swiss players you could try to fit in there, and ignoring like the 3 players we already have on like international level with Pride, Bondo, and maybe even Golden God in the UK. And I think Sioser said that he would most likely go for Luna on support
Luna or
if he like had to. Yeah, if he had to shoehorn a player into a team to have Swiss representation. But other than that, I think we landed on that it's really hard and probably non-favorable for an organization if their goal is to be competitive, if their goal is to stay in Prime Div, that like forcing a Swiss player is probably not the best idea for that. Even though, I mean, it hurts to say that as a like Swiss esports fan. Obviously, it's all up to the org what their goal is. So I think mYinsanity made a good choice, in my opinion. And we also gave some props to them for building that second roster with some players that have like EU Masters experience, international experience, played together for a longer time, and also had apparently some good internal synergy.
Yeah, exactly. Like have people be harmonized with each other, not like have like 5 random people together and then, you know, see how it works. Like maybe it works out, maybe they hate each other. So yeah, it's we talked about like that it was important to have like people that like each other and like playing with each other.
So from the show we did before without my mic, one point I would like to reiterate or to hear again from you, Sioser, was we talked about now that mYinsanity isn't in the Pro Division anymore. They get to experiment a little bit more, gamble a little bit more, and you said, hey, maybe there was the plan of an academy team. Could you say that once again? And after that, I think...
Yeah, well, exactly. Like now that the Pro Div is gone for now, at least for 2 splits, mYinsanity has some more room to do stuff. Like there were certain restrictions, as you know. Like for example, I couldn't play in Hero League because of being a sub in the Pro Div, and there was obviously more stuff. Now mYinsanity has more stuff, has more options. They will probably be more involved in the Swiss scene again, which could be very important for Swiss players because like mYinsanity is a great org to play for. They take care of you very well. I mean, we even have like the MYI like mindset stuff, you know. I don't know how they want me to pronounce that honestly with Silverborn. So you can even like have like the psychological aspect. And there were talks about like an academy team before, like having a Swiss academy team basically who competes in the Swiss leagues, while having the Prime Div team as well, and then maybe like if the academy players perform well, have the chance to like move up into the other team, and therefore like basically develop Swiss talent, which would be like really interesting, I think.
Really good for the scene. Would be really good for the scene. So yeah, I think that's everything. Is there anything you want to say that we said before in our show we did only we three together without any viewers? Is there anything you want to say?
Me and Sioser together without you.
Ah yeah, even that.
Hell yeah.
We even joked about that before the show, and then it happened. So okay, the real show starts now because we will talk about something we didn't before. So problems of the Prime League. Like I said in this show or in the show before, I don't really like the Prime League because it doesn't give us in Switzerland very much, but it takes a lot because we can't have a Swiss league and we can't develop talent. When I look at CSGO or Rainbow Six Siege and I see the Swiss Esports League with a real website, not this crime bullshit website they had the last time, it was so bad. But the website they have now is really good. I love it. And I love the Swiss Esports League. And when I look at that, there are first division teams, second, and in the second division, we have Prefu in CSGO, which is good, and we'll get to the first division. We have open division teams. It's so good for the scene. But in League of Legends, we have nothing. We have one shitty bracket. You have to play against Punchy in your first game. You're out of this, and your season is done. It's so bad for the.
Sounds like PTSD.
No. Oh, that happened to me. Yeah, it did. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad. Oh, but we almost won one game against Punchy, just to say. Yeah.
Then they lost to us.
Oh yeah, they did.
I think that was that season. They were playing, right?
Yeah, it was that season.
And then they lost 2-0 to us, and it was over for them.
Pretty unlucky for them. Didn't happen this season. Maybe in season 5, but we will get back to that later. So, are there any more problems for the Prime League, or do you like the Prime League? Do you think it's good or bad for the Swiss scene? Because I think it's bad, terrible.
Do you want to
start? Well, this time I take it, I guess. So, basically, I do like the Prime League, but not for the Swiss scene.
Okay.
Like, for the Swiss scene, it's really bad, as you said. There are restrictions, I know that. Like, people told me they aren't allowed to, like, have leagues. Like, they can't have competitions that go over a certain time. You know, like, they can't be, like, 2 weeks long or something. But then there is the question, why does the A1 league exist? Why?
What's that?
It's an Austrian league.
Good, okay.
It's basically the Austrian version of the Hero League. But they have an actual league. They don't have like just one bracket. It's over in like 2 days or whatever, or like a week. They literally have a league that goes over multiple weeks, and then even has like a final offline, even if possible, even though it's COVID season or whatever. But yeah, why do they have that and we can't have that? Like, it doesn't have to be like the same prize pool or whatever, but we just want the league after all in Switzerland. Like, the players want the league. There is a reason most of the good players went away as soon as Prime League started and Hero League was basically gone. I mean, Sefi is gone, Agon is gone, Punchy and Duna came back, I guess, or like Lucky went away and Punchy came kind of back. I mean, Lagli is gone due to other reasons, probably. I mean, even I didn't really have the motivation anymore. Like, there's so many people that were just gone, and it's probably mostly due to Prime League.
Yeah, only because we only have tournaments in Switzerland. And it's not only bad for the players, but also for the orcs. Because you don't have, like, a reason you have, or Terry rather, you have this roster, you keep this roster and you develop this roster, but for other teams it's just not worth it. You have one roster for the Swisscom Hero League and they're gone. And that's bad because you can't make content with them. You can't build a brand with them, and that's something the Swiss scene also needs. And yeah, I hate it that it's just tournaments. How is it for a reason?
Yeah,
What can you say?
it's so fast.
I mean, I kind of have to agree that I kind of like the Prime League. I think
Even
the
for
big
Switzerland?
problem. No, I think the big problem with Prime League is, like you mentioned, the restrictions from Riot on
Mhm.
tournaments outside. I think it's. I'm not sure if you said you want to touch on it later, but
Just talk.
this might be wrong. But from what I heard, you're limited to a 4 weeks competition, and the prize pool is limited. And that's why Hero League went with this kind of tournament approach. If I'm right, the A1 league is also only like kind of a league in that it has different cups that are classified, that are like a league for 3 weeks or so of group play, and then you have knockout phase, and then you go into the next split, which is probably how I assume they go around this 4 weeks limitation. The thing I don't like is that I think with the introduction of Prime League, it kind of exposed a lot of problems in the Swiss scene that were already here. I think mostly that Swiss orcs, in terms of like teams, dropped the ball, and also like tournament organizers, like ignoring, not touching on like LANs not being there anymore because of COVID, obviously, not in their influence, but that the way Hero League was structured and the way Swiss teams or Swiss orcs continued after Prime League started was like the real problem, not the introduction of Prime League itself. Because we could see like a lot of teams just vanished the moment Prime League was introduced, which was probably because a lot of players did not have motivation to play and they had no rosters anymore, but also from just following Swiss teams in the Prime League, a lot of teams just get disqualified halfway through a split because they stop playing or whatever happens. I think it's not that the Prime League itself is bad. I think it just like exposed some problems that we already had in Switzerland, which makes it seem really bad now. Obviously, the way the Hero League is now is bad for both orcs and players because you don't have that recognition in the Swiss scene. You don't have like the top 10 teams. You can't go to sponsors and tell them, yeah, look, we're top 8, we're playing for playoffs, whatever. There's like only 3 better teams in Switzerland. You have to like go to them and be like, okay, so there's 300 teams in the Prime League that are in the same division as us. And only 7 of them are Swiss teams. So in theory, we're like top 8, and yeah, it does not work out that great anymore, obviously.
Oh boy.
I think the Prime League.
Well,
or you can go first.
I checked the A1 league really quick, and it's like basically they have like 2 qualifiers. Then with the best like 8 teams or like 10 teams, they have a group stage over a few weeks, and then they have like playoffs and like a finals, like an offline final. So they don't have like something really big, but a lot bigger than the Hero League, I guess.
Yeah, I think you can definitely work around those restrictions better than the Hero League did. Make something more interesting, something more competitive. But as I mentioned, I don't think that's like Prem League's fault. That's the fault of Hero League. And in the same way, a lot of orcs are not doing what they could be doing. And that leads to the Swiss scene being in this hibernation state.
Yeah, so you touched on it that the Prime League isn't that bad. Yeah, the Prime League in itself, but the restrictions are bad for us. But the Prime League is just so bad for us because the Swiss scene is too bad currently. Because we can't compete with them. We can maybe play again. We can play in the third division. And it's bad. We learn more if we play against third division German teams than we play against the best Swiss teams. But no one thinks to themselves, what a nice evening. I will go watch Prime League third division. No, you don't. You don't want to watch that. But first Swiss division, that's something else. Even if the level of play is lower, you want to watch the Swiss teams play against each other and not, I don't know, Frankfurt against a Riesen in the third division, only for the playoffs, then it's cool. But no one wants to watch that. So
Yeah,
agreed.
Prime League is just bad because we are bad, and because it takes away our opportunity to improve. If we get our own league, we can improve, and then we will stomp the DACH region, no problem. Switzerland, next Denmark, like I said.
I mean, I think Swiss teams or Swiss players or whatever could improve in the way Prime League is now. I think the orgs just are not looking for that at the moment. Most of the orgs, they're just either they are looking to go the way that like Sparks did and Seven Blades does and other orgs do, where they pick up a German lineup or like a mixed lineup, international lineup, where they obviously have better chances of getting up there into second div, into first div, and compete for like an actual competitive point in there. But you could argue that's just like Swiss orgs with non-Swiss players are not that interesting for Swiss fans, because they're not going to play in, like, they would not be able to play in the Swiss scene because they have like maybe like 4 German players and an Austrian player, which is fine for Prime League, but again is not very like hype to follow. And so the only approach that is taken to be like competitive, I feel, is going after non-Swiss players, which results in the way that Swiss players are not getting better because there's no Swiss teams trying to get better as a Swiss team, which I'm not saying is like something you should do, but which is something that like makes Swiss teams seem bad. If that makes sense.
I do have a decent theory, I guess. So basically, what a lot of people don't consider is like solo queue skill or like individual skill and like team skill being a whole different thing. Like if somebody's challenger, he has to be good in team play, basically, is what people think. And it works in Swiss scene because we are not actually teams. Like we don't improve on a team level, we improve on a like individual level usually. So what I can say is like, I don't know, 4 years ago or something, we played in ESL in the second division, like right under the top league with Mysterious Monkeys and whatever who was in there, and like SPG, I guess. And I remember playing against people like Bean, who is in Big now, or like now he's going to Fnatic Rising, I think. Like Consequent and all these people that were like, I thought they were bad, you know? Like like we were a top team. We played for promotion. We fucked up in promotion, yes, but like we were a top team in the second division, and we shit on people. And I thought they were like really bad. And nowadays they are in like pro div. They are like in big teams, like big, and that's because I think they actually improved over time on a team level, not like on an individual level. Like they legit had coaches and stuff, and we never had coaches at that time. And honestly, it makes a big difference to have like a coach and then like discuss what could we have done here, how award placement, stuff like that. Like just from what I experienced in that 1 week with the mYinsanity Prime League roster, that was so different to anything I had before. With like actually having a coach that isn't like silver, you know? You gotta have a coach that is at least diamond, or like has been diamond, because otherwise you can't even talk to them. It's impossible. They can't know how it works if they aren't like good themselves, basically, is what I think. And yeah, you can see it took a long time. Like Bean was, like I said, 4 years ago or something, that was when I thought he was bad. Now, three years later, he lands in big. It took him 3 years, you know, to get like from a top 20 team in Germany to like a top 4 team, I guess. Or like, what were they? Top 6? I don't know. But like, the jump is actually kind of huge, but it's 3 years, you know? And we never give that much time to Swiss players, basically. And I think we just need to give more time to develop. We need the coaches. The problem is, where do we get those? Because like, from outside, they are usually kind of expensive, I guess. for most organizations. And most of the players who like retire or stuff in Switzerland, they just disappear. They aren't in the league scene anymore. But like we could need them like as coaches. Imagine Lagadi was a coach. Like that would be insane. The players he got would improve like so fast in such a short time span. They would suddenly be like, I mean, they would be like top 10 at the start, and then like 5 weeks later they are top 4 in Switzerland or something. Probably. So yeah, I think we need different improvement.
Yeah, also you say with that we should look on the long-term goals and not just short-term. Not only get this team for the Swisscom Hero League, win it, rather take a team that will lose in the Hero League, but the team will improve over time, and then they will be good, right?
Well, yeah,
like that.
I think that's exactly what like now if mYinsanity gets an academy team, that's what they have to look at. I think they need to be like, okay, we don't take like the best players we have in Switzerland and win the Hero League instantly. We take the younger players or like the newer players and give them a chance to improve. You know, or like maybe get like 3 young players and like 2 veterans, mix them together, and maybe like the younger players can like improve due to having the veterans, like having this guidance basically. Like you can always ask them if, or maybe like get a good coach, but I think that would be a bit harder than like having 2 veterans kind of be like coach and player at the same time.
But investing in a structure, or maybe taking players that don't want as much, but put more of that money into a coach would be worth it.
Yeah, definitely. Like actually having players that want to improve instead of having the money and like be what they are already.
But I think that's also kind of a problem in Switzerland, that most players are not looking to improve over long term. I think the players that are already good, they are looking for those one-shot Hero League victories. They are, maybe if they're good enough, they're looking at like German teams, international teams even. And below that, I think the teams that stick together most of the time are just like good friends that want to stick together because they like playing together. They're not looking to be improve individually, and they also often have a bit of like separation anxiety after playing together for a long time. It's like, okay, I mean, we've played together for 2 years now. We cannot swap out any players here. But on the other hand, lots of players, they like play for one split on a team, and they're like, okay, we're not going to win with this team, and they just leave because they're not looking to improve.
I think you actually need to find the players that want to go like pro, basically, because those are the ones that don't want the money but want the improvement. But that's really hard to find, especially in Switzerland, just because we all like, honestly, when I think like I could go pro or something, then I'm like, why would I even want that? It's a lot of work. It's not a lot of money. I can just go work for like 5K plus a month and be like, yeah, I got 10 times the money that I would get as a pro player, even if I like in the end up on TSM or something, whatever. Like then I start making more money than working normally. But before that, it's just not worth it. So finding those few players in Switzerland is really hard. But if you could find them, you could probably make like improve them a lot, and then take them up into prime into pro div, and then go from there. Like maybe you can like go as an org and player together, you know.
I think it's also something that's a bit ingrained in like Swiss, at least League of Legends competitive culture, that we used to just go to LAN parties, and each LAN party was, for most players, it was like a refresh, that you just assemble a new team for each LAN party for each tournament. Of course, there were some orgs even back then, like Improve or early days ArcticGaming or whatever, that had players kind of stayed together in the same org at least. But still, for each tournament, you had like, this guy cannot go to this tournament, or this guy has is playing with friends this time or whatever, and then for every tournament you had a new set of 5 players. You very rarely had 5 players, maybe for like the very few top teams that kept together for more than few tournaments. And it's kind of started a mentality where players are just, or were at the, like before Prime League and stuff was introduced, players were just looking for grouping up for one team to win this tournament, and then they split up again. Like it was, it's kind of famously done with each Hero League by Punchy and the crew he assembles each time around him. It's just like, okay, can we get the 5 strongest players together? We don't need to train. We just play for the tournament, we win it, and then we're separating again. Which obviously does not help anyone but those players. I'm not blaming them, obviously. It's like, if you're looking to win a tournament, do your best to win that tournament. So,
well, I could say we did the same thing for the third Hero League, basically. I mean, we were like, yeah, let's get together again. You know, we played before, just for this one Hero League again, so we can like just smash the competition, which we did. And yeah, it was kind of disappointing at the same time because there wasn't really a challenge. I guess Punchy was the best challenge, but it was like still a clear 2-0, you know. And what I can say from my experience is, like, long ago when I first joined Arctic, I think it was season 4. We went like, we had the plan of going to Switzerland, and like 1 month prior to that, our jungler was just like, yeah, it's not working out. I think I have a better chance with another team. And he just went to those. He went like to E Corp. And then we had obviously the problem of finding a jungler, you know? And luckily we ended up getting one. It was like an Udyr OTP. It was pretty funny. He was like the only AP Udyr I ever saw at that time. And he literally built Ombreaker and 1v9 for some reason. I have no idea. And like, we ended up being really good at Switzerland, even though like we were a young roster and inexperienced and not that good, like, considered. We ended up like 4th behind like the Portuguese challenger roster and the 2 BEF teams, the good BEF teams. And like, we ended up higher than our ex-jungler, you know, which was on one hand really satisfying and like for him really frustrating. And he ended up like quitting that team immediately again. And that just shows how much, like, one person just has to have a problem. He's like, fuck it, I'm gone. And that just stops a lot of the development in the Swiss scene. And it happens so often. Like, you have 2 players maybe having a problem with each other. And if you had like this coach or like this figure above them who could like set them straight, I think you could solve so many problems. But, well, we don't have that mostly.
It's kind of sad. It's just sad. Like, when you said that he just leaves and all, I thought, okay, but you will surely find another player. But the only player you find is a fucking Udyr 1-3. When I think about...
don't trash talk him. He's really good.
Yeah, like, but
not
ban
anymore.
His champ,
but
ban his champ, and it's over. So
yeah, they did. But then he like just played Vi, you know. And then they started banning that too, and then he would just play some random tank. And like, our strat at that tournament was literally, we don't do anything on bot side, and we only play top side. And then me and Tim tried to carry, and it worked out pretty well. It was like the Juggernaut patch with like the Gangplank update and stuff. Yeah, Darius, Gangplank. You had the Garen update and Fiora. Yeah. Was it season 5?
Yeah,
should be.
Yeah, I don't know anymore.
Switzerland 2015, where there was also Worlds running at the same time, I think.
Yeah, that
somewhere I have to sign.
No, it has to be this season because.
Yeah,
I mean, season 5 was the Juggernaut update.
Yeah, okay.
When Cloud9 Balls made a penta with Darius at Worlds, so it had to be.
Actually, I actually also played there in the tournament.
We watched that.
It was my first tournament.
Yeah, that was my first Switzerland, I think.
Yeah, I think we even lost to you guys in the
quarterfinal
or so. We placed like top 8 for some random reason. We were
nice.
We were no good like team or players which just randomly came together a few weeks before and was like, okay, let's play our first LAN ever. And we're so happy of like kicking out like one orc team after the other. We're like placed over all the ERQ teams and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was so cool actually. Back then it was so cool to play these games. But also like that Arctic roster remained for quite a long time, honestly. And even after like changing, like me and Phil, we played for two years straight together in the same team. Other parts around it changed sometimes, but like we didn't change because we hated each other, but sometimes they just didn't have the time anymore or something. But usually it's just like I hear stuff about like one player doesn't like the other. They are like, yeah, me or him basically, and then one is gone, or like more of the team is even gone, and then they have to build a whole new roster. You have to find the synergy again. It's so hard to play, and like I could see that now that I have played in a lot of different teams, that the way of playing is so different. Like from when I played in Arctic, I used to be like more of a carry top laner, basically. And then when I transitioned to mYinsanity, it was a whole different world because we had a lot more resources on bot lane or even like in jungle. And then I can't take all the resources I did. So I have to change. Like I have to adapt to the team. And every time you change the team, that happens basically. Sometimes it happens automatically, but it has to happen and it takes time. And that's why we don't improve like fast, I guess, or at all even.
It sounds like the Swiss scene was there in League of Legends and it's just slowly going downwards.
We were higher.
While
in
sure. CSGO it looks super promising. The SCL is one of the reasons for that. But there's another tournament apart from the SCL, and would like to talk a little bit about the Swisscom Hero League, season 4, if you remember it even. Can any one of you give me a quick review of how it was? I heard it was disappointing to some extent, but what can you tell me? Jerry, maybe you want to...
Yeah, I honestly, I don't even remember who we lost to.
I think it should have been the...
We lost... I mean, we had quite disappointing runs in the Hero League in the last 2 years with our main team. I know we had 2 teams qualify this year, and we had to like cut all ties with the second team because Hero League was like, okay, you cannot play with 2 teams. They cannot have your name, they cannot have your logo. I cannot manage both teams, even if it was just like filling out their forms and everything. I was not able to do anything for like the secondary team. I just had to. No, we even had 3 teams. We had 3 teams in the 16 that qualified, but I could not work with those other 2 teams, and one of them played against Lostic first round, so against the Punchy team. Another one played against one of the
Seven Blades,
teams from the Romandie.
Fragbox.
No, one of the like lesser known names.
Xamax, maybe?
No.
I have no idea.
I mean, I could check on the wiki. They went to the next round.
It doesn't really matter. It says a lot about his opinion, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those teams that I think qualified on like 8th place on the first day, and yeah, it was a bit of a weird tournament because it was like those 2 days of qualifiers where I actually played on the first day, where we placed, I think, 6th or 7th, and for some reason a lot of the what you would think of our better teams did not qualify on the first day. Like I think Arctic and Lausanne placed outside of top 8 in the first qualifier.
Oh yeah, they did actually.
And I think me and like my neighbor who was also like Heartstock Plat 4 back then, we had to fill in for 2 of our players that were considerably higher elo normally, and we placed top 8 there. So I don't know what happened there to those other teams. I think Lausanne also had a sub. I think Sifodias played on the first day for them as well.
That could be.
Yeah, could be.
And but we knew like, okay, we're gonna have like the full team on Sunday, but why not give it a shot on Saturday already? And then we were not allowed to play on Sunday anymore because we already were qualified from Saturday, which kind of makes sense. But the whole seeding situation was very weird because placing first on Sunday was counted worse than placing 8th on Saturday, because they're like, oh, all the good teams are gone, so those seats are bad now.
Yeah, I think they basically thought all teams are going to participate both days, and like the best 8 get on the first day, and then the second, goes on the second day. Yeah.
Which kind of works for the first round, but after that does not work anymore.
Yeah.
Because like good seats clash again, or like good places from the both qualifiers start clashing against each other very early on, which was why we had like a considered strong and weak half. That's what I remember in the Hero League. Yeah, it was, I don't know, it's a tournament. It's not more than that.
Not a league. But you said that Lausanne didn't make it in the first qualifier, but there was a team that didn't make it in both. Maybe because they didn't participate. Sioser, where was mYi?
Well, I don't know. Basically, what I remember about the Hero League was like a few weeks before, Nagli is like in group chat. He's like, guys, you want to win some prize money again? We're like, sure, why not? Then our manager comes in. He's like, yes, he also can't play. He's sub in Prime League. It's a bit unlucky. I'm like, can you check again, please? He's like, I'm gonna check again. Then he's like, yeah, no, not happening, no chance. It was a bit disappointing. After that, Nagli was like, okay, he doesn't have time either, or he doesn't want to. And then it kind of all fell apart because like the other 3 are Höfi, and then Seven Army and Golden God. So Höfi is like in some German team, I thought, or he was. And I have no idea about what Krasok is doing. Seven Army is in some team as well. He was with Lucky in Black Lions. And like Golden God, obviously he could have. I mean, he played for Lustig after, so he probably was looking for some group to smash the competition. But he doesn't really care about the organization. I think he just wants to win. So then mYinsanity didn't put up a team. I'm not sure why. I'm sure the Prime League restrictions were a reason, but probably not the only one. Otherwise from the tournament, I just know, I was just like, yeah, Lustig is gonna win it. They have like 5 good players. It's like really boring. It was kind of funny to see Lausanne not make top 8 in the first qualifier.
After Sifodias, we will talk about that.
After Sifodias was like, fuck yeah, we're gonna be like really good, you know.
Yeah, we were on the show together and he said, best team in Switzerland for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I rated them higher than they got as well, but like I said, they are kind of sus, let's say it like that.
Kind of coin flip, right?
Yeah, and Arctic was a bit disappointing as well. Otherwise, I didn't really hear of it. Like, I didn't even see like playoff stuff, and I didn't watch the final because it was just like, it was way too boring. Like, I knew what was gonna happen before it happened, you know. So yeah.
We actually lost to Lausanne, I think, first round.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah, because Lausanne was first in the second qualifier. Then we lost like very close games to Lausanne, and there was some other like online tournament, which was for the Switzerland offline final thing.
Yeah, the Postfinals thing.
Yeah, where we also went to the final against Lausanne and also lost 2-1 against them in very close series. At which point it became like kind of a thing for us to lose against Lausanne in close games. But at least it was like very interesting games to watch. Me and Sifodias had a lot of fun in chat, like watching the games. But other than that,
yeah, I just remember it being really boring and predictable. That's basically
honestly,
it for me.
I did not watch most games as well.
So not both sides of the bracket, fortunately. Just to go back to the mYi angle, I think it was really sad that they didn't have a team. Yep. Like, you can't blame them really, but it was really bad because if mYi, our biggest org, isn't in the league, then that's really bad. In the biggest
That's
league,
a bad
but the
sign
biggest
indeed,
team.
yeah.
And then the Prime League even took away one of our, like, not franchise players, because you can't say it like that, or maybe I can. They took away you, one of the players you recognize in Switzerland. So Prime League once again was bad for us. But now about the lower part of the bracket, this part was a little bit less stompy, less predictable. In the lower part, Lausanne lost to Fragbox. Unfortunately, I would say.
Oh, true.
I don't want to say that Fragbox are bad players, a bad team, bad or blah blah blah. They aren't. But I think it was bad that Lausanne didn't make it to the final. Because if Django and Lausanne, the brand, makes it to the final, more people would watch the final.
Yeah, for sure. Also, just because like Django is like way more of a personality.
Yeah.
I don't even know who plays on Fragbox. Not
Me
gonna
neither.
lie, I have
Me neither.
no idea.
Yeah, I think it was the Premier League lineup with Zero and some
Zero
other
exists
players.
still, yeah. But I still have
think
no
he
idea
played for
what
them.
the rest is, And like
Not sure.
I know who Django is, not because I
Yeah.
think he's like really good, because I don't. Sorry, Django, but he's a coin flip player, at least to me. And I like it would just be more fun because like Django would be on Twitter. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna stomp you guys so hard. You're gonna cry for your mom, and I'm just gonna laugh at you and whatever. And then even if he goes with 0-2, which he would have gone for sure, because he has no chance against the Lostic lineup. But like still, it would have been funny because like he would just make it a shitstorm. He would make like memes and stuff. But we don't have that with other people. Like I remember me trying to like start stuff long ago in the leagues, but then like I did like a meme about Lausanne, and like basically every Lausanne member that I had on Twitter that followed me blocked me.
Okay.
Like for a meme, I just memed them. I wasn't even like mean, at least in my opinion. Like I wasn't saying they were like good dog shit or whatever. Like I was just making a meme because the game was fast and it was like a meta that was like usually games go to 40 minutes and we stomped them in like 20 minutes. But I wasn't like, yeah, they are like really fucking bad. I was just like making a meme, yeah, games last 30 minutes and like Lausanne hold my beer, And like they all blocked me. And I was like, okay, then I guess I don't do that anymore. But it's fun, With Django you can do that stuff and people want to watch it then.
Yeah, it would give it a reason. It would give one more reason
makes
to
it
watch
spicy.
it. I think you were not the only one that tried to meme and then got clapped back. I think the ESLSwiss Twitter admin knows that feeling.
No, but that was a bit of a yikers, I think. That was a bit of too much taking one side,
Yeah, you can't do it as the organizer, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If like that side does it,
yeah,
then it's completely fine. But if like somebody who isn't on either side just takes a side, I'm like, no, you can't do that.
I mean, how bad must it have felt for the other team?
Yeah.
If you go to Twitter, see like, oh my, like you're managing the Twitter account for the team, you see, oh, we got a mention, free publicity. Wait, why is the organizer hating on me?
But it's publicity.
Like, was it for the final?
No, not even that.
I mean, actually, they got. I think it was semis, but
it was against.
Actually, they got way more support from that.
Yeah. It was good for them.
It was kind of a good thing for them, but like it was a really bad thing for the Hero League. Like holy shit!
I mean, like Xamox they're kind of new in esports, and you're like playing your first national tournament. You're excited to have like advanced to quarterfinals, and then you just get shit talked by the organizer. How bad must that feel?
At least everybody wanted them to win afterwards,
Not
even though they can't. Well, we knew they can't,
Yeah. But yeah, it was free publicity. Like the tweet was dumb, but it's still free publicity, and you could have memed it off. Like you can get something from it. But yeah.
I think it would have like been like he could do something like that, but he could have like taken this picture with the two folders and then like memes if Lustig loses and then like a full folder, you know, and like memes if Xamax loses and then like a folder that hasn't anything in there. Like that would have been way funnier. And like he wouldn't really take a side, but he would still say like, yeah, Lustig is probably gonna win. But if it's really funny if Xamax wins, you know, so we can do all the memes. So that would have been kind of the same tweet, but without the backlash, I think.
Yeah, without just flat out saying, yeah, they're gonna 2-0.
Yeah, basically.
I think that's enough about that drama. I don't think it's really bad, right?
But see, it's drama and it gets us talking.
Yeah,
so
I think
it's also good, you know.
Like I said, I'm a fan of that tweet, if you can say it like that.
I mean, you're a G2 fan. Come on.
Yeah, the shit talking is good. We should have shit talked as well, but yeah. Now for season 5, what do you wish or expect or predict? Like one wish would be be a real league or copy the Austrian league at least.
Do you know when it happens?
Start of next year, I would say. I hope.
Okay.
Like
I
there is
think last
nothing
time we got
announced,
informed like a month ahead, maybe, if even.
No. Well, I'm hoping it's more of a league system, like the A1 league. Basically, kind of copy it, maybe do some tweaks, you know, like but have like 10 teams that play multiple games against each other, or like at least play everybody once. So you have like, so you know, oh, this team is better than that one, and not like, oh, they had the better bracket. You know, we would totally smash them if they were in our bracket and stuff like that. So that would be one improvement. The next improvement would be, I don't want to see one team that is head and above everybody else.
Okay.
Like, it's so boring. I know I was in one of those teams, but it's so boring. Like, to watch at least. The only people watching are the ones that really support like that team and the enemy team. Everybody else is like, yeah, they're gonna win. I don't care. I'm just gonna go play some other game or play myself. Who cares? Yeah, I would like to see like people split up basically. Like if those 5 Lustig people play again, just split up somewhere. Like play against each other would be kind of fun. Or like what I really, really want to see is young people coming up.
Yeah, that would be great. Like in CSGO, we have so many young people. So
I mean, they don't even have to win, you know? They just have to put up a good fight.
And sell themselves like Django does a little bit. Not exactly like Django does, but do something. Show yourself. Don't be just a fucking name in the game. I don't care about the name in the game. Do something.
I think we gotta help them with that though.
Yeah,
with interviews.
Yeah,
like
sure.
have the games.
Stream
them, by the way. Hero League, please.
Yeah,
stream the motherfucking games. It's not that hard. Like, or let the people stream the games. At least that, you know, it's not hard.
Yeah, that would be so good. Like you streaming the games, like.
Yeah, it's like I mean, if No Way streams his Prime League games, I'm like, it's Division 3, but it's No Way playing the games with a team, and I can watch. You know, I can watch the communication. I can watch how they behave in game. It's way more interesting, even for younger players. They can learn from that.
Yeah.
So why if you can only stream one game at a time, then at least let the rest like stream their own games if they can or want.
Especially if you schedule games at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
They always do.
And then like when you have your game streamed, look if you can do interviews after with the players.
Yeah,
not just the winner, also the loser. You know, not just finals and stuff, but even before. So then exactly if like younger players have decent games or like hard games against like good opponents, they lose maybe, but they can get an interview and people can get to know them. So then people can start relating to them. And that would really help them out, I think, because like if I check Twitter, I'm like, I know some young player, I don't know, like for example, I have brought in Firefly to Arctic, and he's now on I think Lock and Low team basically. Like he basically doesn't have followers, you know, and that way he can't really have like he has 31 followers. Like how can he get his opinion out there or like get he doesn't have the same platform as like people like Django, as you said before.
Sure,
yeah, I think that's what we should be looking for.
But not only interviews, like the Hero League did literally no content except the interviews, and sometimes
Yes.
the interviews, I don't care after the game. They will just say, yeah, good game, enemies played good, that's it. Do some other
Yeah,
content.
they do some trash talking as well. Come on.
Or
And
no, not that. Like the Hero League could do other video content and make it necessary. You have to participate in the content if you play in the league. Make it necessary.
What I would really like to see is like one of those trash talking videos.
Like
LCK, like LCK did back in the day, but like not as nice, you know.
But I think most players don't even know each other, especially if you're talking about new players and stuff.
And even if you don't know them, you can be like, yeah, I don't even know them, you know, they're that bad. You know, at least something like that. But also, I think maybe the COVID situation was a bit of a bummer for like stuff like that. Because you can't have like, we are all gonna... Yeah, you can online, I guess. But you can't have like, we're all gonna get together and film this, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
that's true.
I think overall, my experience with Swisscom was so far, most of the content we did with them was offline. I don't know if they are like not as experienced with online content and stuff, but I'm sure they could get people that do that, you know? It's just a question of money.
I'm free. Just
or like, get Jamel, come on, get him. Swisscom, he's free. Like he does it for nothing, I swear.
Yeah, it's a big conflict of interest though, but hey, it do not matter.
One thing that Hero League always messes up since it exists is don't have the games don't force the teams to play on weekdays.
Oh yes.
Because like no Swiss team is like fully very very little teams are full-time league players or even like all students. People work, people go to school, people have things to do in the week, and the Hero League just comes to you like 1 week ahead and it's like, okay, you have to play on Wednesday at 6 or at 5.
Oh, that's too early.
And people work.
Yeah.
Like, and even if you play at 8, you get home from work after like a day of work, you need to eat something, you need to be ready for the game. You're not going to have time to warm up for the games. You're not going to be on a competitive level if they force you to play at like a random date. Obviously, they like try to make it work, I assume, with those limitations from Riot. But still, it's a horrible experience for players and for orcs to try and get together players that can play at whatever time. At least have teams be able to reschedule, especially if they're not on stream. Like there were teams that were not on stream that both sides of the matchup said, okay, it's bad for us to play at that time. Like we would both need to use like 2 subs to play. Can we reschedule? And Swisscom was just like, no.
Oh, that's
no,
dumb.
you play.
That's
it's scheduled, you play. And then it's like random. So
I think we need also like different. I have no idea who Swisscom uses for this. You know, I don't know what the Swisscom people are. I don't know if they have any experience, but get somebody in there who knows their shit. Like, I mean, sure, Hadek is gone. Hadek used to do a lot of tournament administering. Like he's with the farming simulator league now. But there have to be some Swiss people that can do this. It's not that hard. Just don't get somebody who's like, we're gonna do rock paper scissors to decide whoever moves on to the next round or whatever, because we had that at one LAN.
No fucking way.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a thing. But like, it's not that hard to do these things. I feel like, sure, you have to be on some schedule, but still, it's like a schedule. You know, you have like, you want them to play on Wednesday, but they could also play probably on like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. You know, it's like not that hard. Just let them make the decision if they can.
Yeah, even if it's not streamed, then they should get to choose.
Yes,
that's for sure.
Yeah.
But
if it's streamed, it's another thing.
League.
Of course.
Like in Prime League, teams are able to reschedule if both teams agree, and if teams don't get to an agreement, they play at the date set by Prime League.
Yes.
And this works in the higher leagues of Prime League, even if like in the first division, which is pretty much always streamed with their casters from Prime League. There's so many games that are just rescheduled into even other weeks.
Yes.
And it works, and they stream pretty much every game.
I mean,
And
to be fair, they know the date a bit earlier. You know,
yeah, true.
they already know it's like 5 weeks before they know we have to play then.
Yes.
And if we can't make it, we reschedule. But
But then I mean,
it's not the
tell
same,
tell the teams when they have to play.
Yes, make the schedule ahead
remember-
of time. Release the whole schedule. Don't just like, okay, here's the qualifier. After the qualifier, we're gonna send the dates to every team.
I remember this Hero
yeah.
League teams did not know when to play a day before the games.
Yeah.
They just knew tomorrow is like quarterfinal, but we don't know when, and we don't know which team plays first time slot. We don't know which team plays second time slot. We don't know which team is getting cost. They did not know it a day before they had to play. I mean, how can teams schedule things around that?
Yeah, let's say
horrible.
it feels a bit half-assed by
Yeah.
Swisscom, honestly.
So I honestly I don't expect much to change for next season, even if it's kind of negative. I think the only thing that might change again is how qualifiers work.
I think I need some glue, like, you know.
Because they're not gonna go to. I mean, I would be happy if they do, but I don't think they're gonna go to a league format. I don't think they will change anything about their like rules they set up about their scheduling. I think they might change the way qualifications work because maybe they were not happy with it themselves. Maybe they were, I don't know. But yeah, also I don't think there is anyone at Swisscom who's like actively working on changing things in that landscape. I would be surprised.
But it's weird because they are fully fucking committing to it. I don't know where they launched Blue TV. Now, Swisscom advertisement, but I don't get anything for it. They announced Blue TV, and I look into this thingy I get at home because I'm a Swisscom customer, and they write into that thing, Swisscom Hero League. My mom has no idea, or she thinks, hey, Jamal, that's your thing, right? But they even put it in there. So they are full committing to the Hero League. But why the fuck don't you really do it? Why don't you improve it? Like, with weekdays, I think weekdays are better because I like to get home, study for school, and watch the games instead. That's cool. But not telling the players a day ahead when they have to play, that's terrible. Imagine it for a viewer. Imagine you want to watch the Hero League. You really have to check every minute. Okay, when will the teams play? Like, it's.
I think.
How the fuck?
What they really need is like. It's like different sections, you know. It's like Swisscom is on this side, and here's all the orgs and players. And why don't we like all come together and talk about it? It's not that hard. Like Swisscom, you can hit me up. I don't give a damn. Like, you don't have to give me anything. I help you out. If you have questions, I will answer them. I have questions for you too, you know. I'm just like one person. You're a fucking Swisscom. You're a big thing. I can't just come like, hey Swisscom, what is this? You know, why is this not happening?
Store.
I can't.
How can I help you today? Yeah, I want to talk about Swisscom Hero League.
No, like I know Swisscom has something to do with mYinsanity. I know there is something. I don't know exactly what.
Oh, not
you know,
mine. Yeah. Okay, no, go on.
Sorry, and I talked to like higher ups in mYinsanity about my ideas or like my thoughts, and I don't know if they ever reach Swisscom. I know they try, but like nothing is ever communicated. But like, what if Swisscom like just invited like the higher ups in the orgs and then started talking about it? Like, just like, what are we happy with? What are we unhappy with from like both sides? And then like the orgs will understand Swisscom and Swisscom will understand the orgs, and then we can start changing things to something better. Everybody's happy with, you know. But like, that is not happening. I have not had contact with any Swisscom people like directly since like doing interviews with them. Like, nothing is happening anymore, I feel like.
Yeah, so, I got some messages, but not messages to work for them. I don't have time currently, but 2022 I have time, just so that's out there. But yeah, of course, go talk with the teams and the organizations. Linex, also MYI player, said that in CSGO, at the end of the season, the teams and players they had a feedback channel on Discord,
Yes.
but then the teams didn't write anything, and that's so fucking dumb. You cry about the league, but when they ask for feedback, you don't say
Yeah,
anything.
exactly.
We got one
It's-
of those like 2 splits ago. We didn't get one this year. And also in the Hero League, it's like the only way of communication at the moment is this Discord server where they, I think the moment you drop out of the tournament, they immediately kick all of your players from their role. So you do not see the League of Legends channels anymore, nothing. You cannot discuss anything. You don't get any updates.
Yeah, you're out. You have no worth. Your opinion is
I
not
mean,
worth
it was already bad when it was a league, and now where it's a tournament, there's zero communication. Which, I mean, it's not something you have to blame like the moderators or the people that actually communicate with us in Discord. If you have a problem, or you can't blame them for it, but I don't know what they're doing, and I think they don't know what they're doing either. To big parts.
Yes, and I think they are not watching stuff like this. You know, they are not involved in the scene. I feel like, because if they were, they knew something is wrong.
Yeah,
And
if you hear like, okay, there's
that's
like
the
this
change we
guy
need.
luckily at Swisscom working on the Hero League, then you have some confidence, then you have someone to talk to, you can talk to them on Twitter or whatever.
Yeah, if they got an ex-player or like somebody that was involved in the scene and like make them basically a figure in Swisscom that can like talk with the others on that team, on the Hero League team, for like that organizes everything would be so much better for sure. Like he would just be like, look, I know they are flaming us, but we can improve, you know? Like I'm sure it's not easy. Like if people just straight up flame you, that's like really bad. But like it's not like we don't have ideas, you know?
We do.
And I'm sure some ideas of us are like really bad and really stupid, but I mean, at least tell us then. Like, we come with you to with an idea, and you can be like, yeah, no, that's bad because of this and this, and we're like, oh yeah, now I see it. You're right, but like then we can do this or something, right? And then we get somewhere. But now it's like, yeah, we hate Swisscom Hero League, and Swisscom Hero League is like turned with their backs to us, not even hearing us, having like their headphones on. And we're like, we hate you, and they're like, okay, we don't hear you.
We don't care.
Something like this. Yeah.
Just increase the prize pool and then they will shut up. Now that you mentioned Legally, fuck, I miss him. Like, look what he did to the Swiss Esports League. Quality control video, flamed the shit out of them, and he killed their terrible website. And now they have a real website. Imagine that.
Yeah,
but
I gotta be honest, Swiss Esports League, I had like the worst experience managing teams there.
What? With the website, right?
It was really bad.
With the website, with the admins, with the moderators, everything. It was horrible.
Oh,
like
shit.
the second you had a problem and you like publicly voiced your opinion, people from the org and also some of the maybe teams that like you maybe criticized for what they did just started like flaming back, calling you, oh, all the players are so ungrateful, we're doing this not as our job, show some respect. And you were just like, guys, it can't be that like the last matchup of the season is two teams from the same org playing against each other, and somehow the team that won every game so far lost 0-2 to the bad team. Like, there's something fishy, and everyone's like, oh, you cannot talk about that, it's so ungrateful, we're doing this with our free time. It's like, guys, I just want you to improve, like, talk to me. And
yeah, it's not like instant flame, you know, but like people took it very personally.
Yeah.
But I'm actually sad that I'm not that there's no League of Legends anymore. Now you're saying it's like a really good website, and like the website, it was really bad. I was so frustrated with it, especially because like I was team captain basically, and I had to like add people and stuff, you know, and all this work with adding people was so hard.
Yeah, every time you invite someone, they're like, oh, I got no invitation.
Yeah, or yes, some other player is just out.
Right. It's like, no, there's nothing. What?
Yeah, and some other player was just suddenly gone, and I was like, And they were like, you need to have these players in the lineup, else you can't play. And then our enemy team doesn't have one single player in the lineup, and they can play, and we can't even like be like, they don't have the players, and they are like, yeah, it's okay.
They add players like 10 minutes after your game starts. They add random players to their lineup, and the league is like, well, they have like 15 minutes time to start the game after it's scheduled, and if you then start the game at like 15 past and they had the player at 10 past, it's okay. It's like, what? How can they just add random players?
When it's some weird account.
After the games, or some orgs just had like players called like the short version of their org and then ADC, and they just swapped around the league accounts
it could be some player,
They can just fit the random players in there at every second, and the org is just, the Swisscom, not Swisscom, the Swiss Esports League was just like, yeah, that's fine. It's according to our rules. They were never like, okay, maybe our rules are stupid. Like, they couldn't say, yeah, okay, it was in our rules now. Maybe we can have a look at that, but right now deal with it.
But apparently they improved.
Yeah, that's what.
Maybe.
Wait. So that's
but
what
league is gone, so we don't know.
So I think the discussion went in a really funny direction because the next topic would have been the SCL. But just a short thing I want to say: not only the SCL's site is now it's good, but it was previously bad. But the Swisscom Hero League site is also terrible. Change that.
Exactly.
No, even for a content
you
creator,
said it's really good.
You can't see what happened in the past. I can't see who won. I don't know who participated, who played. They just delete history. It's 1984. They just delete everything. It's fucking it's terrible. But now the SCL. What I wrote down in my notes was, hey, the SCL is looking good. SCL LOL would be great. And the first thing you say when I wanted to say that was, oh, it was terrible playing there. But I think it looks great. And even if the admins do bad and the website is bad, it's still another competition. I think it would revive the Swiss scene if we get the SCL back. So give me. Wait, do you agree first? Do you agree, right? It would be
I would
great
love
for
to
the
have
scene.
Yes,
SPL.
I mean, even if it was horrible before, it was still like there's a reason we played because it was actually like good.
Yeah.
We had a league, and then we had 2 leagues, and it was even better. And then we were like, yeah, we're so happy.
I think
Then
we complained
everything's gone.
because we liked having it. That's why we complained.
Yeah,
want
I
it
mean,
to
it
be
wasn't
better.
even like complaints, but like, yeah, we wanted it to improve. And well, now that I look at the website, it's like a whole different world.
It's good. It's really good.
There's just no League of Legends because of Prime League.
So look. Maybe I don't know the rules of Riot, but imagine if they have the chance. Can you now Michael Bieri? I'm sure he's listening to it because why wouldn't he listen to the best Swiss talk show? I wouldn't understand.
Because we blamed him before, or like
he skips that
He
part.
turned off immediately.
Like if you're still here, please, we don't hate you. We love you actually.
Please now give him a pitch. Now give him your best speech you have to tell him, hey, please, bro, we do everything you can. Go to Riot directly to their offices in the USA and tell them, please, man, we need this. We need the SCL for League.
Unfortunately, I don't think that's possible. But listen, if you hear this and you have the chance and somehow it happens, I promise I will do everything I can to either participate, improve it, or like do anything. Like hit me up, I will help you, no matter what. It looks amazing now. I hear the other leagues are doing good. Like I even watched some games and stuff, and it's like really nice.
Yeah, it's great. And even the viewers, fucking Open Division CS:GO, 30 viewers. That's better than Hero League Clash Royale.
Yeah, exactly. And I like if that's in League of Legends, like I don't care if it's like some shitty ass teams playing against each other. If everything is done nicely and like we could have interviews with the players and stuff, like I would feel that so much. Like
yeah,
I would even
revive the scene, man.
I would even try hard again. Like I would literally play games every day, just like clap the scene,
Jerry, now say the same. Or
my pitch.
Yeah, give me.
Yeah,
your
I mean,
pitch.
I would love for there to be like a center for the Swiss esports scene, which it already seems to be with other games. Sadly, League is gone, obviously because of Riot restrictions. If there's any way to go around that, Swiss esports could like from an interest perspective and from a competitive perspective, we could improve so much. I know a lot of teams dropped off League of Legends when the Prime League was introduced, especially I think some teams from the Romandie, they just disappeared, like Noetic, they disappeared. They came back for one Hero League tournament and they disappeared again because they did not play Prime League at all. And with the Swiss Esports League, all the Swiss teams could again compete with each other. And yeah, we would make things interesting once again.
So
Would love that.
So, last topic now. We already talked a lot about a lot of things, but I liked it. I think it's pretty good until now, or not until now. It was
No, it's getting bad.
a bad start. I have
now we are getting flamed.
but don't turn off, right? Don't turn off. Hey. So what I want to talk about as the last topic would be 2021 for League of Legends. So what I wrote down for me is Riot has to give us leagues back. That is very, very, very important. That's the most important thing. The orgs can be still bad and the players can still want too much, but we need leagues back. That's priority number 1 for 2021 League of Legends, right?
Yeah, I think chances are slim that we get leagues back from Riot because Riot is very happy with Prime League, I think. Prime League has huge viewer numbers. The Prime League teams are very competitive in EU Masters. And even like, Fnatic Rising is moving to Berlin. So they might as well join Prime League, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, they said the team is relocating to Berlin. So they're probably... I don't think it was there was anything announced if they keep playing in the UK and Nordic leagues, or if they swap to Prime League. But it would make sense if they play in Berlin.
Are they even allowed to then? Because I think it's location based as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, like for UK, like if they want to play in UK, I don't think they could, but I'm not sure.
It would be better if not, because the UK league isn't good.
But then they have the problem with getting into Pro Div, you know.
Yeah, just buy a slot from.
Yeah, they're probably just gonna buy like.
Can you?
Teams there.
It's the other question. Can you actually?
Yeah, we will. They
there was.
It.
Yeah, pretty sure you can. I think Penta had an academy team that qualified for first division, and they immediately got sold to another team.
Okay.
Pretty sure. I know from Prime League some spots belong to orgs and some spots belong to players.
Mm-hmm.
Like as an org, you can have those team slots be belonging to your org, so that players do not have power over those slots. If you don't do that, it's up to the players. So I think there's it's quite easy to get in for a big org, like I don't know, Nash Equilibrium in first div. It's probably not gonna say no to Fnatic.
But now,
like we had such discussions back in Swiss Esports League as well. Like there were people basically boosting to the first div and then selling the spot to some organization, basically.
Yeah, we were approached in like every single league there is to sell our spots. Like in Hero League Season 2 teams approached us to like buy the whole org or buy up the spots because they lost all their spots for Hero League. We were approached in Prime League by some German orgs that they wanted our spot when we were like in playoffs for Div 2.
Wait, for good money?
We did not get specific numbers because we pretty much always said like, no, we don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're here to stay. And also, I don't think in the SESL back then, because it was cancelled when we reached first div immediately. But other than that, I think in most leagues teams got banned actually in Prime League for selling their spot, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think it was some teams that placed into fourth div despite going 12 or 6-0 in calibration, where they were like, oh, this is unfair, we're gonna buy third div spots, and then they got banned. But yeah, Fnatic would find a way. But back to the topic we were before.
Yeah, so what I would like to say about that, you said that you weren't optimistic that Riot would give us the leagues back. But look, imagine if I'm Red Bull, for example, and I'm, I don't know, in Germany, and I only sell Red Bull in Germany, then it's bad. I would like to sell it in Switzerland as well and in Austria as well. But Switzerland is so bad in League of Legends currently that you can't sell to Switzerland. In terms of, if you give us a league, we will build Switzerland into an esports country, and then you get Swiss viewers as well. And Swiss viewers have way too much money. You can charge them anything. They will pay it, no problem. We are.
Can you prove it though?
Yeah. Also, we're like, if it's a big org like Red Bull looking at Germany.
Not Red Bull. That was just.
There's a lot more viewers in Germany than in Switzerland already.
It's Red Bull. That was just a dump.
It was just advertising for the money they pay him,
Yeah. Oh
fuck. No, I get
the Red Bull fridge behind you.
Like for Riot, it's like they look at the bigger picture, I think, and it's like it's Germany, Switzerland, and Austria, for the Prime League, and they don't really care if like the Swiss players suck, like.
But
they still have some Swiss players in there. They still have the Prime League. Swiss people that actually have an interest in League of Legends still watch the Prime League, so they don't really care, I think.
But if Swiss esports grows, we get more Swiss esports fans. So more Swiss viewers, more Swiss money.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be Swiss players.
Tell Riot to invest in Swiss scene growth instead of harvesting what is already there in the
They don't have to invest. We invest ourselves. They just don't have to block us.
I think they actually had the best chance. Like what was it called back then? Premier Tour, right? Mm-hmm. Like we had a stop here in Bern.
Yeah, so cool.
We had that stop, and it was really cool, and people came to watch, and it was actually like everything was full. That was good. And I think what Riot should look at is not exactly instantly leagues, but then like look at the LAN parties, because we have way more and like way better ones than like in Germany. Like we even had the biggest one in the DACH region in like Bern, and if you can like kind of show Riot you have that, then maybe they get interested. Like I know Riot Kengan was here already. Kengan, please save us. like she was here. She talked to people. I know that. I had some short words with her as well. It was like really cool, but like, does Riot really care? And I think if you can show them like we have this big, huge Switzerland after COVID, I guess, and then money. Maybe, and we have the money,
we have way too much money.
There's a reason we have this big, huge ass LAN party, because we have the money, and then maybe
players are willing to pay the money to go to those LAN parties.
Yeah, but what if you like can show them we have this big LAN party, everybody participates, 2,000 people or whatever, and we could have like a Riot tournament with a final there, like an actual, like a tournament over longer time, and like we have a final there, and Riot can advertise that, Riot.
This is also
that,
and then you can what I would look forward to. If
and you
we
can
don't
sell
get
like
leaks.
You can sell huge Red Bull, like you can sell, like you can sell it for a way too expensive price because it's Switzerland, Like in Germany, a few euros, not a big deal. In Switzerland, 10 francs for Red Bull.
Normal price even.
Yeah, and everybody's like, I take that. 5, please. Good price.
I think the only. But if you're so not optimistic, then I think the only person that can get the Prime League, get Riot to give us a league back is luckily if you make a Riot Games quality review or whatever it's called.
Yeah, you gotta flame the shit out of them.
But now, go on, Cherry.
Yeah, I think if leagues don't work out, or like tournament organizers or whatever could still find a way to make the scene interesting when you look back at how League used to work internationally, which is also something a lot of like international fans liked, where you had different tournaments that were in some sort of circuit, which made those tournaments important indirectly, and which also led to like continuously seeing which teams are performing how good, and in like an enclosed scene. Like if you have, ignoring COVID, if you had LAN tournaments in Switzerland next year. If you say you have like some online tournaments and then you have the LAN parties and they are weighted differently. I think there was even this approach once and it was just dumped after being introduced in like 2018, where participating in those tournaments earns you circuit points. With enough circuit points, you qualify for this final tournament with offline finals, which is the Hero League thing. That's already much more exciting.
I think there was like the
everything
counting
disconnected.
system. Like they counted the points, but they didn't have a reason for it, you know. They weren't like, we're gonna invite the 4 best teams or whatever. You were just like, you have this much points and the rest has this much points. So that's how good you are, you know.
Yeah, but I think they wanted to introduce a system like that once.
It would be good if there is like a tournament at the end. But yeah, it's also hard to keep track of, and teams change all the time, and yeah, and then like 3 people of one team go to another team, and then it's like, do they have the points now, or do the other have the points now? You know, so that was kind of a bummer. So because people thought they deserve points from the other organization after they swapped, which is weird because the points should always be with the organization, I think, and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really hard. But it would be way more interesting. Also, like having these cup series, basically, like having like go for LOL, basically, too. Like just have like weekly or monthly cups, and then you always have this competition. Everybody can participate,
and not like it was done for amateur level in the Hero League back in season 2, where like at the first few cups there were a lot of teams participating, and you got some points.
Yeah.
And then some teams knew like, okay, there's not going to be 15 teams who are going to be in front of us, so we're not going to play anymore at all. We already have enough points. And then at the last few cups, there were just like sometimes 3 teams participated in one of those cups. Okay. And they got the same amount of points. And then you had like those 2 or 3 good teams that were qualified from the start. They just stopped playing, they qualified. And the rest was just random teams that played on random weekends with not much competition and somehow got in there. And it was pure chaos. Because it was not on the highest level. Like, it didn't matter. It only mattered to qualify.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't experience those.
I mean, it was fun, but it was...
Clown fiesta.
Yeah, it was a clown fiesta.
So, I had written down maybe what the teams should do or what the Swisscom Hero League should do. We already talked about the Swisscom Hero League, what they have to do for 2021. Like, not everything is in their power. Teams we touched on. We are already at 1.5 hours, so if you don't have anything funny or interesting to say about these 2 questions, then we can skip them, because I don't have anything to say about that. I don't know if you want to say something.
Well, what teams could do is still improve more content creation, obviously. We almost have we always... Like, we miss so much content. Like, Lausanne doesn't do that much, honestly.
They should. They have Django. What the fuck?
Yeah, they have Django. Like, just put a camera, put Django in front of it, watch. If he says some stuff that is, like, really close to the border, maybe cut that out, but it's fine, you know.
Do content with you. They could...
Like, mYinsanity did a bit of a better job. They had, like, the interviews with the Prime League members. But they were released too late. Like, they were released right before relegation. Come on. Like, just release it, like, during the split. I know it's hard. I know the boot camp was, like, it was done when the boot camp was. So it was maybe, like, a bit of a time thingy. But I'm sure you could have done, like, more interviews, like, at an earlier time, and then not spam like all like 3 right before relegation, because then it's not that fun anymore. You don't really want to get to know them, because they're probably gone anyway, you know. So yeah, but at least there was content, you know. We had the Swisscom content before, that doesn't really happen anymore. But yeah, more content would be cool. Even like if 2 orgs get together, have like a flame fest. Who cares? Like, your org sucks so much you can't even like get 2nd place or whatever. I don't know. Like, just even do stuff together. Don't hate each other. Help each other. It would be cool. Like, I always wanted, like, as an ex-Arctic player, and an mYinsanity player, I wanted to like do mYinsanity Arctic stuff together, just because it would be like so funny. Like I could flame Giga for his Aurelian Sol. That like he can only play that shit, or like he has no hands, but he's Asian. Like
Yeah,
stuff like that.
content for
I
sure.
just
Yeah.
want content, basically.
I think the first step in that direction, because a lot of teams are not investing money or don't have money to invest, would be for just teams to interact with each other, for orgs to interact with each other, because it really doesn't matter which org, probably aside of mYinsanity, you check on their social media. If you go through their posts, it's only people from that org or people like friend groups around those orgs that are actually looking at those posts. And the only time you get like a comment or even a like or a retweet or whatever from another org is if you played them and you like mention them. Like orgs don't care if other orgs do stuff for some reason. Like if one org posts an update that we're looking for a new head coach and manager in that and that game, it does not hurt an org to at least like this picture, give it some boost it a bit. Or I mean, it's not about like other people supporting us, obviously. It's about what I see that like Seven Blades, a new org in Switzerland, that already has like a German team, and no one knows them, and other orgs don't care. Like they post quite regular updates. They kind of feel like Lostic felt a few months ago, or before that, where they got new like graphics for everything, or Bubbles Gaming a while ago, where they like updated all their stuff, made it look pretty, and no one cares.
Yeah, exactly know what you mean. Like the orgs are competing. Like Lostic and MYI is competing, but if MYI has a good day, it's also good for us because the scene will grow. Maybe you win the competition directly, but if the scene grows, we both win.
Yeah, I don't know about competing though. Like, it's not really competition, you know.
Okay.
No, but like seriously, you're right. And like we look at like LEC teams, and like if you have a post from G2, there's immediately an answer from at least 2 or 3 other LEC organizations. Sure, we don't have to be on that level. We don't have as much time for our social media managers, but most teams have social media managers, and they can put a like on stuff, or like at least a comment, or be like, yeah, you suck too. Like I don't know, like G2,
also social media is much
G2
easier
is insane,
than content production.
I'm pretty sure G2 has just that many fans because on social media they are so active. Like there's even if a fan posts like at G2 Esports some picture, they will reply. You know that
like
instantly
how
gets
many replies did Jamel get from Carlos directly?
Wow,
yeah, well, like
too much, man, too good.
He did even a video for us for like mYinsanity. Like that's so insane. Like imagine Lostic posts something, then mYinsanity comes in. He's like either good job or you suck or whatever. And then they post again, or like Arison comes in and he's like you both suck or whatever. And I don't know. It would just be way more interaction, and people like to see drama anyway. Like they like to see people like compete against each other and stuff. And it would be way more fun, even though it's not competing because mYinsanity wins. But
not for much
longer. mYinsanity wins without participating, or
without participating in Hero League. We won, guys.
But Cherry,
stop the count.
Cherry, I think you said while Sioser was talking, you said social media isn't content, right? Or not?
No,
the
I
same?
said social media is easier to manage than content production. Like it's cheaper.
It's not the same
it's
effort.
Easier. You don't need you don't need much experience. I mean, not hating on any social media managers, but you don't need it's not a job you go like have an apprenticeship to be a social media manager. While content creation, at least you need some creative that knows what they're doing. You need someone to know the technical aspect of it. You need to know how to like cut videos and everything, which obviously you can learn yourself, but it's much more expensive or more work than interacting with others on social media. I mean, it's not even, if you don't have anything to post about yourself, you can still interact with others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Content
now that
creation. Yeah. Unless
now
want
that
to
you
say
mention
something.
it, it's like basically you said like there's isn't like really bad social media manager. Of course it can happen, like
Yeah.
you know, the Swisscom thing. Or like I mean there was like stuff in like bigger orgs as well, but even then you could like make it a good thing. I remember C9 having this really bad like some really bad post. They were just like they made a meme out of it, like having this person doesn't work for C9 anymore, blah 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 and stuff. You could have done the same thing. Like Swisscom Hero League could have even like just take the C9 meme, put it down, and just
Yeah, that would be
write
great.
Swisscom Hero League
just
over it.
steal memes.
Yeah, steal memes, use them for yourself, make memes.
Just watch, like you drop, you're a reason, you drop. I mean, I'm flaming myself now. You drop out of the first round of Hero League, then you tune in for the final, and you're like, oh, no way, Noetic is gonna come back from 1-0 against Lustig. And you already have some interaction. Like
Yeah,
you're
it's
not
good.
part of this tournament anymore, but people are looking at you now.
Yeah, Cloud9 wasn't even in Worlds, and I think I saw more Cloud9 posts than TSM posts. So yeah.
Yeah, social media content not very hard to do without being rude to the social media managers, but it still
Just
gets a
needs
lot of
some time, I
attention.
guess.
But content, holy fuck, it takes so much time. But some advertising, we from Lustig will do content, and also in my mind, I also have the idea of doing something with other orgs. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So enough slimy advertising. Okay, no more topics. Anything you want to say at the end? No?
Not really.
Yeah, like keep following Swiss Esports, please.
Yeah, keep following Jamal. He does some good shit.
I'm to the right of you.
I know. I know.
In Discord, the camera is flipped.
in the Discord you're here, you know, and but I know we talked a lot, but like I know maybe some parts are boring, but I know Jamal does good shit. He does a lot of shit, not just for League of Legends. Keep supporting him. Keep supporting the Swiss scene if you can. Go after whatever interests you, whatever game. Maybe compete yourself, and maybe we can improve. You know.
Good. Jerry, my boy.
Yeah, like you said, keep up with esports. Give it a chance. Even if things are not how you would like them to be, this is like 4 orgs, 4 players. Try your best to stay with it and maybe make a change yourself someday, like Jamal is trying to. He was like,
Jamal, where is my
Hero
Twitter
League
handle?
doesn't work for Camille Del Libre.
Is it here? Twitter handle?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, you guys follow. You know it.
Follow Camille Del Libre on Twitter.
I'll have to tell that to my friends. They would be very happy. They want to do a video as well with me. But yeah.
Also, I know one thing.
Huh?
There's gonna be some Arctic tournament soon, like
League
some
of
special
Legends?
tournament. Yeah, they invited a lot of people. From what I know,
Okay,
I will play with some friends, and I know it's like not like a competitive one because you can only have like 2 diamonds if you are like if one of them is like diamond 2+, and the rest has to be like lower than diamond. But at least there is something, you know. And like if you guys are have the chance to participate, please do. If Jamal didn't get an invite, I'm gonna send him one, I guess. I'm gonna hit Sadnov really hard. Sadnov, you're being played here
in the tournament.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you in there actually. Like that's my next step.
I'll clap your ass.
But yeah, that's it. Follow here. Follow here.
So now it's my time to say something. First of all, thank you for all the words. Thank you for being here. To the viewers, go and support my guests. They are really great fucking guests, great people. Very important for the Swiss scene. Like Sioser already said, yeah, follow him. More importantly, follow CheJery as well. He didn't have to.
More importantly?
No. Yeah, support them. Thank you very much for being here. And to the viewers, yeah, once again, thank you for watching this video. And I appreciate it every time. And until next time, and support my boys here.